Hey guys, this is an extra special episode on one of the bravest teenagers from India's freedom struggle. He was just a teenager when he challenged the British Empire. He walked to the gallows smiling. His name was Khudiram Bose, and history almost forgot him. Let's go back in time. He was born in the year 1889 in Muzaffarpur, Bengal. His father died when Khudiram was just 5 years old, and his mother passed away 3 years later. So his elder sister raised him. But life wasn't easy. When Khudiram turned 10, his family moved to Muzaffarpur in present-day Bihar, because his uncle got a job there. They were living in a rented house. The landlord was a cruel man. Khudiram's family couldn't pay the rent on time, so he decided to move out. But before that, the man burnt down their hut. Fortunately, the family managed to escape. It was then that Khudiram realized how bad the situation was. He slept hungry most nights, and he used to skip meals so that his little sister wouldn't have to. At the age of 15, he started working at a printing press. Here Khudiram saw political posters calling people to join the fight against the British. By this time, he was very angry at the British. Every day he saw people suffer under the British rule. Their lives were miserable. The British were exploiting everyone. They had complete control over the government, and they could make laws in the interest of the British people. One day, Khudiram was distributing anti-British pamphlets, and some British soldiers caught him. They beat him badly, but that didn't stop him. Instead, it made him even angrier. So when he was just 16, he met a revolutionary named Sachindranath Sarkar, and he told him that he wanted to join the fight against the British. Sarkar agreed, and he introduced Khudiram to a secret revolutionary group called the Anushlan. The Anushlan Samiti was founded in 1902 by a group of Bengal revolutionaries who were opposed to the British Raj. The word Anushlan means practice. These revolutionaries practiced the art of killing and trained themselves both physically and mentally. So at the age of 16, Khudiram joined the Anushlan. He lived with other revolutionaries and trained himself to use weapons. Now he was part of a team. He wasn't alone. In those days, people weren't educated about their rights. They didn't know how to fight against the British, so the revolutionaries thought that violence was the only way to drive the British out of India. Khudiram was one of the youngest members of the NS. Now let's meet the man Khudiram wanted to kill. His name was Kingsford. Kingsford was a judge. He was an employee of the British government. People hated him because he was extremely harsh on Indians. He gave huge punishments to Indians just because he could. Khudiram wanted to kill this man. So in 1908, he and another revolutionary named Prafulla Charkhi volunteered for a special mission. They had to reach a town called Muzaffarpur. There was a magistrate named King. He lived in Muzaffarpur, and he hated Indians. Both Khudiram and Prafulla were ready to sacrifice their lives to kill him. But how? How could they get close enough to kill him? Here's what they did. They booked tickets to Muzaffarpur in the name of Jogendra. They told everyone that they were students going on a picnic. Nobody suspected them, but now they had to reach Muzaffarpur. The train journey would take several hours, so they had to carry food and water with them. But Khudiram refused to eat or drink anything. He didn't want to use the bathroom either. Why? Because he was carrying bombs with him. Yes, both the boys had bombs strapped to their body. They were going to kill Kingsford with these bombs. When they reached Muzaffarpur, they asked a local to take them to Kingsford's house, but fate had other plans. Kingsford was not at home. They waited for a few hours, but he still didn't show up. So they decided to walk around the city. They were tired and thirsty, but Khudiram still refused to drink water. Now, while walking, they saw a horse carriage coming toward them. The boys ran to the side of the road. Just then, someone shouted, "Stop them! Stop them!" The men inside the carriage wanted to arrest the boys, because they suspected that the bombs the boys were carrying might explode. But the men were too late. At around 8 p.m., Khudiram took out a matchstick and struck it. He threw the matchstick into the carriage. Both boys started running away. What happened next? What did Khudiram and Prafulla do? And why did they plan to kill King? As the sun went down, casting long shadows across the streets of Masari, horror unfolded. The carriage burst into flames. 2 British women, Mrs. Kennedy and her daughter Miss Kennedy, were inside. They died instantly. Khudiram and Prafulla ran as fast as they could, but they had no food or water. They were tired, thirsty, and exhausted. Khudiram was just 18 years old. After walking for several hours, Prafulla's shoes were worn out, so he stopped at a shop to buy a new pair. While he was getting his shoes fixed, Khudiram was spotted by a British policeman and he was arrested. When the policeman asked Khudiram if he had anything to say, he replied, "Yes, I am Khudiram Bose. I am proud of what I did." When Prafulla returned, he heard that his friend had already been captured. He tried to escape, but the British police beat him up and arrested him. Let's find out what happened to them next. When Prafula and Khudiram were brought to the court, the entire town had gathered. Everyone wanted to see the young revolutionaries. The British officers were shocked. They never expected two teenagers to carry out such a daring attack. There was a huge trial. Both the boys were charged with murder. Despite the outrage, the British government refused to forgive them. They were found guilty and were given the death penalty. On August 11, 1908, both Prafula Chokhi and Khudiram Bose walked to the gallows smiling. Today, we remember the bravery of both the boys. Let's take a look at some facts about Khudiram Bose. Number 1. Khudiram was just 18 years old when he was hanged. No, he is known as the youngest Indian freedom fighter to be hanged. No. 3. Khudiram refused to eat or drink anything for 16 days before the attack. He did this so that he would have to use the washroom and put himself at risk of being searched. Number 4. After Khudiram was arrested, he was kept at a jail and his cell number was 10. No. A book called The Story of Khudiram and Prafula was written by the famous Bengali author Manik Bandap. Number 6. Today, there are several statues of Khudiram Bose in India. Several schools and colleges are also named after him. A question often arises: was Khudiram Bose right in killing Kingsford's wife and daughter? Well, you be the judge. Here's what he said: "I am not afraid of death. I would rather die than live like a coward. If I have to choose between death and humiliation, I will choose death 1,000 times." His words are still relevant today. It makes us think about the kind of world we live in and the kind of world we want to leave for future generations. Some say Khudiram was a terrorist. Some say he was a freedom fighter. History remembers him as a martyr. What will you call him, a terrorist or a freedom fighter? Let us know in the comments section below. He was young. He was brave. He didn't live to see India free. But he lit the spark. The least we can do is remember his name. Did you like this story? Tell us in the comments section below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Don't forget to watch our other videos.